never be ashamed of anything in your life. Face it, fix it, make it better. Physical is just half the battle. Mental is just as much the battle, the struggle, as it is physical too. If you're feeling shame, it's just a wall, and it just comes down to you and you alone. Are you going to run away from it, or are you going to go right through and break down that wall? What's up, guys? It's your boy. I'm back. Dude, I don't know about you guys, but I actually love my new background. I don't know about you guys. I hope you do. Let me know. But either way, welcome to Wallbreaker 200. I am your host, Raheel Siddiqui. And as always, so fired up and so excited to be here, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for all the love and all the support as always. And man, let's keep it going. I guess first things first, I need to address the slight depression I've had the last few days with my Knicks, choking away that series against Indiana. Credit to Indiana. They were the better team. They had the better coach, and it still hurts. It still sucks, and I'm trying to be mature about it, but the New Yorker in me is like, oh, I freaking hate that team. They beat us like 4 out of the last 5 times in the past 25 years, and we just can't get over the hump, man. And I hate using this line because I feel like it's always the time is now mentality for me, but next year, oh, I hate saying that term, but we'll see. But either way, thank you guys for tuning in. So, today's topic, I want to talk about something in particular that's been on my mind, and I feel like I've heard this complaint, or I've heard this issue or challenge from a lot of people just recently through DMs, through conversations at the gym, etc. So I thought I'd bring it to everyone's attention right now. So one particular topic that I want to talk about was in terms of being ashamed, right? And what I mean by that is, dude, like I feel like so many people out there always talking about their struggles, their hurdles, their pain points, what they're going through, and they're ashamed, right? Well, why are they ashamed? Well, they're ashamed because, oh my God, well, I look at pictures, or I am afraid to go to a meeting, or I'm afraid to put on work clothes or a tuxedo or a dress because when I try it on, it doesn't fit the way that I thought it would. And I'm looking at my pictures and I don't feel good, or I'm trying on an outfit and I don't feel good. I've gained weight and I'm out of shape now and I don't look the way that I used to. And I feel ashamed. And I want to tell everybody right now, man, like, I know the feeling, first off, more than ever. I know what it's like to feel 100% ashamed, okay? I know what it's like to think that you look good or think that you are okay, and you think that you want to be confident or you're feeling confident, but deep down you have like that broken spirit inside. You're like, man, I'm not. I don't feel like I look good, or I don't feel confident, and I do feel a little bit broken when I'm trying on an outfit that fit like a glove, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, pre-marriage, pre-kids, etc., or in my 20s versus my 30s, and the weight just kept piling on, and I didn't realize how much weight that I gained, or I'm trying on a pair of jeans and they're just not fitting anymore, right? It's always like that one that one problem that we have. It's like you try on a pair of pants and you think it's going to fit, and then all of a sudden you're like, what's going on here? Like, why doesn't it fit? Did it shrink? Like, no, it didn't shrink. Unfortunately, our stomachs got bigger. We gained weight, and I think that's the reality, the harsh reality of it, right? And but I'm going to borrow a line from one of my idols, man, my guy David Goggins. As you guys know, man, a huge reason, a really big part of my life as to why I wanted to get into this business in the first place, to podcasting, to speaking, to coaching, to helping people, etc. But one line that he said that really resonated with a guy like me was, never be ashamed of anything in your life. Face it, fix it, make it better. And I couldn't agree more. I think at the end of the day, your situation, whatever is happening in your life, your situation, it's a part of life. It's okay. I mean, there's nothing to be ashamed of, man. If you gained 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, 200 pounds, like some people that we know, I know it's easy to feel shame and feel sorry for yourself and feel negative and feel like, oh my God, man, like I'm in the dumps, right? Because I think a lot of the problem that we have here today is people don't understand the mental toll that it takes on you, right? Physical is just half the battle. mental is just as much the battle, the struggle as it is physical too. But I think, the one point that I'm trying to make is you know, it's okay to feel the way that you feel. It's normal and that happens. We all have moments in our life, like my show, we all have walls, right? It's a wall, man. If you're feeling shame, it's just a wall. And it just comes down to you and you alone. Are you going to run away from it or are you going to go right through and break down that wall? But don't feel like ashamed of your situation. Life happens. It happens. I mean, you're talking to a guy where you guys know my story, man. All the mean things that people have said to me since I was a child, right? People looking at me dead in the face, calling me names, and all the fat jokes and all the bullying, and people telling me I'm never going to lose the weight. I would literally be in pictures, and people would be like, oh my God, like, you can't even fit in the picture. And, a lot of mean and hurtful comments at that time. And, it didn't resonate with me until I got older. And then I started feeling ashamed, especially, I think the hardest part was, as you guys know, I think I talked about this really quickly, was, I'm a New York City guy, as you guys know, and, fashion is like a dream and a passion of mine of just wearing like the nicest clothes possible. I love, wearing nice clothes. I love fashion. I love like the feeling of just wearing a really nice outfit and walking into a room and owning a room and dominating a room with a really nice outfit. Again, I grew up in New York, man. I mean, like, it's fashion kingdom, right? And I feel like the saying is true. You look good, you feel good. But obviously, when I was 405 pounds, I was a guy. I couldn't even walk into a mall and find anything to wear. I couldn't go into a Macy's or Nordstrom because they didn't have like multiple XLs at that time, right? And they didn't have like, it was really hard and very challenging to find size 50 waists and size 21, 22 neck sizes and, triple XLs. And, it's hard, man. It's hard. It's so freaking hard. Damn, it's just, I never forget those moments. Those are the moments that also still drive me and give me that, just that fire inside of my soul, inside of my heart, right? To keep on pushing and to keep on going. But I think that's the biggest, point that I want to make in this episode. It's totally normal to feel the way that you feel. If you're feeling that moment right now, the way I used to feel about being ashamed, totally normal. But I think, the one thing I'm going to ask you is, well, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Because at the end of the day, if you feel ashamed and you feel like you're wearing an outfit and it doesn't fit, or you feel like you're comparing yourself, or people are comparing yourself to friends and family, or you're looking at pictures of yourself and you don't look like the way you used to, and that happens, that's happened to me. I've told you guys that it's happened to me for a long time. I'm the best case example for that. But the question becomes now, what are you going to do about it? Because it's not going to happen on its own. You can't go on Thumbtack and hire a contractor to do the work for you. You got to find a way to solve the problem. And I think the first step, as you guys always hear me say, is the hardest step. My advice would be, the first step is admitting that you have a problem. Admit that you have a problem. I have a problem. I'm overweight. I don't fit in my clothes anymore. I don't feel good. I don't feel healthy. I don't feel in shape. I'm feeling mentally depressed. I'm down on myself. I have this feeling of shame, and I need to find a way to fix it. You need to find a way to fix it. Just like what David Goggins says, right? Face it, fix it, make it better. I'm the guy that also would get crushed about every little thing, right? And I'm not trying to make this episode just about me. It's just the fact of, I know the feeling, right? No one knows the feeling more than me. Listen, man, when you go to a pool or a beach and everybody's waiting for you to take your shirt off because they want to see what you look like underneath, just so they can absolutely destroy you and humiliate you in front of everybody, nobody knows that feeling more than me. Okay? I don't think you guys have any idea what it's like to be like, and I'm sure you do, and I don't mean that in any negative way. I hope that none of you guys went through this. I hope you never went through what I went through. But if you did, the feeling of just knowing that people are just waiting for you to take your shirt off just so they can humiliate you and embarrass you and use your body, your overall broken spirit for their jest, is probably one of the most crippling, most, demoralizing feelings ever. But it's those moments, though, that when I look back at, I have to appreciate, because those are the moments that really light that fire in me, right? You have to fall to get back up. I'm going to say it again. You have to fall to get back up. And those are the moments where I would fall, and I would fall hard, really hard, right? crying myself to sleep at night, asking myself why? Why is this happening to me? Why am I the one that's getting picked on? I just want to have fun with my friends, right? But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm just being real. 90% of those guys weren't my friends. I thought they were my friends, but they weren't. I mean, they were just guys that I would hang out with because a real friend is not going to body shame you. A real friend is not going to embarrass you. A real friend is not going to sit there and use your depression, use whatever weaknesses, whatever illnesses, whatever struggles you're going through to use that for their jest. A real friend is going to shake their hand out and extend it and be like, hey, man, it's okay. Take your shirt off, let it rip, go in the water. I mean, a real friend is going to love you for your heart, right? Always remember this in life, man. Your weight doesn't define you, your heart does, right? A real friend is going to extend their hand and be like, hey, I love you for who you are. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter how much weight you might have put on, didn't put on, whether you have a six pack or a spare tire in your stomach. I still love you. You're still my guy, and I ride with you all the way through. But if you need help getting in shape, let me know. And yeah, man, let's make a plan and let's figure something out. That's what a real friend does. But as you guys heard me say in my previous episodes, 95% of people, man, they just don't care about you. You know, they don't care about us. So that's why I'm really trying to focus in on being as real and raw and authentic as I can, possibly. Your friends, people in your phone, whatever outlets that you think you might have, social, outlets, people in your circle, they can't do anything for you, right? And honestly, man, they don't care about what your situation is at the end because, they can care in a sense of they can feel bad for you for a few minutes. But at the end of the day, it's you. It's your problem. It's your journey. It's you that needs to admit that you have a problem and you need to face it, fix it, make it better. You are the only person. You guys hear me say this all the time. You have to be the hero of your own story. You have to be the hero of your own story. Sometimes in life, we can't control how our journey starts, but I promise you, as you get older, you have the pen to rewrite your own ending of your story. You guys have heard me say that too. But don't be ashamed. If you're a guy and you're in your 30s or 40s and you have that dreaded dad bod and you're at the beach or you're at the pool, I don't care, man. Take your goddamn shirt off and go in the water and go enjoy. Don't be ashamed. If you're that mom and you're like, hey, man, I've had 3 or 4 kids and I'm 10, 12 years in my marriage and I look nothing like I did when I got married to my husband pre-kids. I want that body back. I want those looks back. Okay, I understand what you're saying. I totally get it. But that doesn't mean you got to stop living your life. I mean, don't be ashamed. You're just going through something. Just like you dads, you're just going through something. But don't be ashamed. It's a problem. Face it, fix it, make it better. You're going through a problem right now. Face it, fix it, make it better. And again, I just told you about 95% of people not caring about you. But guess what? If you are lucky to have 5% of people that you are surrounding yourself with and they're with you in that moment, they are not going to care one way or another. They're going to love you. They're going to support you. They're going to not even think twice. They're not going to care about how you look or, what your body looks like now. I mean, they'll care in a sense of if you need help. If they really care, if you need help, then they'll help you. They'll do whatever they can in their own power. But in the end, just don't be ashamed. Don't feel ashamed of your situation in your life. Okay. I mean, like, if you guys have seen my story, I just did a TEDx talk back in May 2023. And I opened up a lot, okay, about my entire story, about what I went through. And then obviously what my wife and I went through to have our son and all the personal issues that I had to go through. Right. And I talked about it a little bit, but I guess to talk about it a little bit deeper, when I was thinking about talking about, my situation in my TEDx talk about our journey, about, having our son at that time, with the in vitro fertilization route, it's funny. I was thinking, honestly, this is such a personal story and it's very private and it's very personal. Do I really want to share this with the whole world? And do I really want to open up about it? And obviously, I got my wife's okay because obviously it's our story to share, but she was fully supportive and she was like, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, as she always is. But I think, the main reason why I did it, because I've gotten so many people that have asked me this question too, man, like it takes a lot of balls to go up there and talk about such a personal story and journey that you guys went through. And I'm going to tell you guys here, right now, I was ashamed. Okay. I was very ashamed during those times. I blamed myself. I thought it was all my fault because, hey, I ballooned up to 405 pounds. I had extreme weight loss and now I put us in this hole in this jam. And now it's not just about me. I'm bringing somebody else along, and I'm dragging them down the pool, into the water, into the deep end of the ocean. And again, I felt like I was the wall that, my wife had to break. But in the end, it's like it comes down to, I thought about it more and more, and I was like, you know, who cares? What's there to be ashamed about? Why? I mean, if you're gonna make fun of me when I'm 405 pounds and call me every fat joke under the sun, and I'm 200 pounds in, and I'm talking to you on the stage in front of the whole world, talking about what my wife and I went through to have our son, and you're making fun of me now, what's the difference? What is the difference? You're gonna say something. You said some. My point is that you said something back then. You can say something right now, right? You can feel ashamed then, you can feel ashamed now. It doesn't matter. And that's my biggest point to this whole topic right here. It's somebody is always going to have something to say about you, man. It doesn't matter. You can literally have a dad bod or a postpartum mom bod and feel ashamed and feel terrible about yourself. And guess what? 6 months, you can go on the greatest diet and exercise plan in the entire freaking universe. And guess what? They're still going to have something to say about you. Somebody will always have something to say about you. So don't feel ashamed, or don't feel like a sense of, oh my God, I am so worried about what everyone else thinks. And I'm going to be really aggressive when I say this, but I'm just going to be honest because I'm just an honest guy, man. But fuck everyone else. Okay? Everyone else. They can go to hell. Everyone else. Whoever makes you feel bad about yourself, your situation, who brings negative energy, to hell with them, all of them. Okay? If somebody is not a positive influence in your life, they're not bringing joy, they're not bringing happiness, they're not there to truly support you, your journey, your success, they are not somebody that you need in your life. I'm going to say this again very loud and clear. They are not somebody that you need in your life, especially when you're on such a just a really rigorous journey such as this to bettering yourself mentally and physically. Don't feel ashamed of your situation, okay? There's nothing to be ashamed about. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what clothes you're wearing. I don't care what your waist size is. I don't care what size your dress is. I don't care if you've had 3 or 4 kids and you've been married 10, 12, 15 years. I don't care if you're a dad bod and you got the dreaded man boobs and the spare tire in your stomach. I don't care about none of that. You know what I do care is the fact that, you know what? I admit that I have a problem and I want to fix it. I want to face it. I want to make it better. Okay? And I'm going to say it again. I want to face it, fix it, make it better. Right? Because if you're not trying, you're failing. If you're not trying, you're failing. But admitting a problem is trying, right? Again, there's nothing wrong with you if you have like any physical, just insecurities, or you're ashamed of the way you look. There's nothing wrong to feel like that. Again, I'm making it very clear. There's nothing wrong to feel like that, but there's nothing wrong with you. But if you want to better yourself and you want to get healthier and you want to get in better shape for yourself, first and foremost, for your family, and you know that I need to get healthier because that's the number one reason, right? It's not about looking good and feeling good and wearing nice clothes and wearing fitted clothes. Of course. I mean, anybody would be lying if they said that they didn't love that feeling. I mean, I'm the first one to tell you I love that feeling. I never thought I'd be a 50 waist one day to a size 33 waist one day. I never thought that I could wear medium t-shirts and they fit nice and fitted on me. I never in my wildest dreams thought like that. Never. I mean, it's the best feeling ever, but it's all icing on the cake. The number one cake is being in the greatest shape in my life, but physically, from a physical standpoint and a mental standpoint. I mean, I'm so much stronger than I was, man. Like, you can't even imagine. Like, and I let everyone and anyone just like run over me. Literally, they would run over me and they'd put the car in reverse and they'd run back over me again. And I just took everyone's mouth and I just took the beating of my life. You guys heard me say this in my last show when I was in Vegas, on my episode with my two amazing guests. It's like I took the beating of my life like a true fighter does in the ring, right? Like, you have to understand when you're a fighter, you train to hit, you train to hit, you train to hit. But guess what? You have an opponent and they're going to hit you right back, if not even harder. It's like what Rocky Balboa told his son in part 6, right? It ain't about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much can you take and keep moving forward? I guess having like that sense of weakness And I felt like people smelled that. They smelled that blood. Like, okay, man, this guy's like broken. He's weak. He's overweight. He's ashamed. And we're going to pounce on him. And I let them, right? But at some point, it all started to shift when I had to look myself in the mirror and admit that I had a problem and I had to face it, fix it, make it better, right? And now, instead of being the guy that would try to pretend that, well, I don't want to say pretend because I was that guy that was part of the sheep that ran with the herd. Now I became the lion that runs alone. Okay. And I walk in with an attitude like this is my jungle. Right. And if you know me, you know exactly what I mean. Right. And for those of you who don't know me, you should know what I mean. And that's the attitude that you should have. Confidence. Have confidence in yourself. Believe in yourself. Use the fall to help get back up and rebuild you. I mean, that's the beauty of the journey. It's all about the comeback, right? We've all had to have moments in our life where we truly fall down and feel broken and feel like your heart is like broken into shattered pieces of glass. You have two choices, man. Either lay down or glue all the pieces back up together. One knee, second knee, stand up. And again, and again, and again, and again. Just keep on moving forward. Or you have that big wall. Just keep knocking it down, man. Keep chipping away. Keep chipping away at it, right? Just don't ever feel ashamed, okay? Anyone out there, if you feel like you're going through this right now and you know me and you've never even told me this, man, and if you're feeling a certain way, just know I love you and there's nothing wrong with you and I will never judge you. I will never insult you. I would never make fun of you. I would never make you feel bad about being in that type of situation because I know, man, like I know, I know that feeling of just, man, like just feeling so like ashamed of like how I let myself go and how I let my body go, my mind go, and the person that I became. And I had to learn how to be accountable. And I think once I was able to accept that and learn that and really look in the mirror and tell myself enough is enough, it stops right now, and I drew that line in the sand, that's when, the shift started happening. And obviously that all started, first and foremost because of my dad, helping me realize that. But even my dad, as much as I think about him every day, as much as I can't thank him enough to get me going and jump started, and I did this for him and I do this for him, at the end of the day, I was the one that had to go do the work. I have to go alone and do it every single day. Just like my last episode, you guys heard me talk about that, right? You got to find greatness alone. You can have a jump start, you can have a support system, coaches, trainers, parents, friends, etc. But in the end, man, you and you alone, you got to go in the ring alone, just like a fighter. You got to go in the ring alone and you got to go win the title alone by yourself. But there's nothing more beautiful. But don't be ashamed of your situation, man. Just face it, fix it, make it better. I'm going to leave you guys with one name in particular that I thought of, and I'm like, you know what? I think this is the perfect way to, end this episode in terms of being ashamed to being where you are now. I think you know of a guy. His name is Robert Downey Jr. One day, he was locked up, went to jail for drug possessions, gun possessions, etc. One day, right? Fast forward, then one day later, you know what happens? He says this, I'm Iron Man. And I think his life turned out pretty okay. So, but either way, love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. That wraps up our episode for today. Hit my subscribe button. Smash that subscribe button on my YouTube channel at Raheel the Speaker. You can find me on, Google, Spotify, Apple, Deezer, Wallbreaker 200. Thanks for tuning in. Much love as always. Peace out. Until the next one, Raheel Siddiqui, Wallbreaker 200. I'm out.